Don't know what you're saying. You're flying higher than a plane, and I'm not complaining. It's getting too loud, we'll figure it out. I'm out of my brain.
Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a little routine for you guys. So first in the afternoon I read a book and I get all my laundry done, and then I just kind of relax and clean up the house a bit, and I go to check on my crops to see if they're still healthy. So then I go for a walk just to stretch my muscles a bit after a long day of riding. Then I come back from my walk shortly after and return back to my house. I then check on my crops once more just to make sure they don't need watering. I then come back into the house and sit down for dinner. After I've eaten, I go out of my house and I make sure to lock it just so no one breaks in. And I go and make my way back to the stable to feed Tango and muck her stall out, etc, etc. When I finally make my way there, Tango is waiting in his stall for me, and I just go and say hi to her, give her a few pats, and I lead her to the wash bay. I then make sure to give her a quick brush because she's a bit dusty from being in the pasture all day. I sometimes decide to braid her mane, and I guess this was one of the days that I wanted to, and I think she looks really good with braids in her mane. So then I put her back in her stall and I close it up. Then I go and make her feed. After that's done, I go back to her stall and I put down her fresh water, fill up her hanger and put down her feed. I then come out of her stall and I walk home. Once I get home, I close the gate and I go to water all my plants. Then I unlock my front door and I go inside. I then change and hop into bed. Then I wake up nice and early and I sit down for some breakfast. After I'm all finished, I go straight outside to check on my plants again. After I've watered all my plants, I arrive back at the stable to see Tango, and I lead her to the wash bay to get tacked up. And she always loves to pull on her lead rein. I was planning on going on a beach ride with my best friend Frankie that day, so I had to get Tango tacked up. After a really difficult attempt of trying to get Tango's tack on, I put her back in her stall to wait for Oakley. After Oakley's all finished, I mount up. Clearly Tango was not happy about being ridden that day, and another side note about her, she really hates the farm cat Oreo. I was planning on meeting Frankie at the barrels, but she didn't show up there. I then realised she was waiting in her stall because she forgot that we were waiting at the barrels, so we met up and we set off for the beach. Enjoy the montage.
When I met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turn brown. And we could be together, baby, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you lied so soon. When I met you in the summer,
As you can see, Tango spooked at a fish. I got back on and I hope you guys enjoy the GoPro montage.
To show Avicii I was cool, and when I finally got sober, felt 10 years older. To show Avicii I was cool, and when I finally got sober, felt 10 years older. But fuck it, it was something to do. I'm living out in LA. I drive a sports car just to prove I'm a real big baller, cause I made $1 million and I spend it on girls and shoes. But you don't wanna be high like me, never really knowing why like me. You don't ever wanna step off that roller coaster and be all alone. And you don't wanna ride the bus like this, never knowing who to trust like this. You don't wanna be stuck up on that stage singing, stuck up on that stage singing. Oh, I know a sad soul, sad souls, darling. All I know are sad souls, sad souls. I know are sad souls.
We made it to a nearby ice cream place. We weren't far from where the stable was, so we stopped to get some ice cream. Once we finished, we mounted up again and made our way back to the stable.
Not long ago, we would walk on the sidewalk, innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other, but the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Focus, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Focus, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on.
We made it back just before sundown and it was time to untack the horses after a long day. Tango spooked at Oreo yet again. Even though Oreo is way smaller than Tango, I don't know why she feels threatened. I just shrugged it off and decided since it was late I would untack her straight away. I untacked her and cleaned her tack and put it away. Then I just needed to give her a quick run over with the brush just to make sure there was no extra dust on her coat. So I brushed her and I also picked her hooves just to make sure there was no sand grains or rocks stuck in her hooves. After mucking out her stall, feeding her and changing her water, it was finally time to put her out in the paddock. Some horses zipped past Tango and she spooked a little bit, but she came straight into the field. After a long tiring day, I finally made it back to my home and I needed to water my plants before I went inside. I went straight inside because it was freezing and really late. After getting changed and getting ready for the night, I went straight into my bed.
I don't wanna go to school tomorrow, I can study thinking about you.